welcome back to Parsons Productions. In this episode, we're going to take these wheels, my XXRs from my BRZ with the old Toyo tires, tire sticker on them. We're going to transform them into these. I painted these gold. Well, I like to think of it as bronze, but it looks gold, and they have the Nitto tire stickers on them, and I think they look really, really good. They came out well. It took a long time. A lot of painting, a lot of sanding, a lot of waiting. But in this video, we're gonna do these. Stay tuned. Okay, so the very first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go and remove these tire stickers. The easiest way I found is with a angle grinder and a flapper wheel attachments. Just carefully go along the edge and remove it. I tried pulling on them and just slowly taking them off, and it took a very long time, and it also left gashes in the tire, which wasn't very safe. So angle grinder it is. Just a quick Tony tip, make sure to keep the angle grinder nice and flat. If you put it on an angle, it's going to gash the tire. You don't want gashed tires. Okay, so now that the tire is all de-stickered, you can see it is everywhere. There's all sorts of debris. So next step is cleaning it. I'm going to be using a degreaser, simple green. Just going to go ahead and go to town, clean it all up. Once it's clean, then we'll start sanding it and prepping it for paint. Now for the backside, a lot of wheels these days will have your residue from the sticker. Now, in order to prep it for paint, I noticed that was a really big issue. So what I've been doing is I've been using a wire brush and this simple green, and I'll just go to town, hitting that one little spot, and it usually takes all of it right off. Okay, so next one, now that the tire is mostly clean, I'm going to be going ahead and addressing a lot of this curb rash that's on the wheel. It was not from me, first of all. It's from the previous owner. But first, I'm going to be taking it down with some 80 grit sandpaper. This is just a sanding disc from a power sander. I'll be knocking it down with that. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and take my 220 grit sandpaper and go ahead and smooth it out. Once it's all taken down nice and smooth and everything blended, I'll go ahead and knock it down with 400, and I'll maybe even get up to 600 grit. That's all you really need to go on these, because the primer and the paint that you're going to use for the wheel itself is really going to seal in all those scratches, so you really don't notice them. You don't need to get crazy with the sanding. Okay, I've gotten all the tire rash taken care of. The next step is to prepare it for paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my green scuff pad here. These are pretty inexpensive. You can find them at almost any hardware store. And I'm just going to go over every inch, every little corner, every nook and cranny of the wheel itself, and just really scuff it up so that paint will stick really, really nice. Another great Tony tip. When you're sanding that wheel, just be sure to get every little nook and cranny. If you don't, there's a possibility for that paint not to stick properly. And over time, that paint's going to peel off, making you unhappy. The wheel is now officially fully prepped for paint. In my hands here I have a pile of index cards. They make great masking. What you can do is you can take one and you can wedge it between the wheel and the tire. I do have plastic and masking tape I'm planning on using, but honestly, just for a quick job, these work great and I highly recommend them. Now for the primer, I'm going to be using this Rust-Oleum Gray flat primer. Super common, very cheap, very easy. And I'm just going to put on about 2 to 3 coats. So I'm going to give this a quick shake and we'll get going. Remember, the lighter the coat, the less chance the paint has to run. So be mindful. Now it's time for top coat. Forgive me, however, I did not record the rest of the painting process. Now I am using a Rust-Oleum flat top coat, using about 2 to 3 coats, and this paint is actually super cool because it has a little bit of a metal flake, so it's almost a metallic-y finish. It is flat because we'll be adding a clear coat on top of that. I applied 3 very light coats, and I waited about 30 minutes between each coat. Well everyone, the BRZ's wheels are finally done. You can see all 4 of them are finally painted. If you're curious on how the Nitto tire stickers were put on there, feel free to check out my other video on how to put on tire stickers. Link in the description below. The clear coat. We didn't talk about the clear coat, nor did I film anything about the clear coat. So the clear coat, I used a Rust-Oleum clear. Pretty much anywhere, any hardware store was going to have it. Super easy. I put about 3 light coats on each wheel. Really gave it that nice gloss shine I was looking for. Some of them I used a other clear coat from an automotive paint shop, and I really didn't like how that turned out, so I ended up taking it off with some paint remover, some paint stripper. Came out really well after I put the Rust-Oleum on. So, finished product. Hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe for the next one. See ya!